Well, awards have come in. Well, nominations of awards have come in. Cam Smith, Mauricio Dubon, Gold Glove nominees. Let's hang out and talk about these two men on a bonus edition of Locked On Astros.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chansey.
Hello, everybody, and I hope everything is going well for y'all today. Happy Wednesday. I'm Htown Wheelhouse here with Locked On Astros. I am doing a solo bonus podcast right now. We're going to talk about Mauricio Dubon. We're going to talk about Cam Smith and their really solid nominations here, which I think we all agree is definitely something that deserves to be talked about. And if I could mention, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mauricio Dubon will be here live answering our questions. We may make some time to answer some of your questions, so come prepared. I can't promise how many questions you'll answer from our fans, but have them ready. And we hope that you enjoy the podcast tomorrow night. Mauricio Dubon will be there. Look, myself and Eric have about 18 years podcasting experience between us, and we brag not about who we are, but what we've become through you, the listeners, the everydayers. And look, there's some exciting things coming to December. We are going to busting wide open the Locked On Astros availability to you, the fans. We are going to be offering exclusive access. We are going to be offering daily communication. We are going to be offering you some really cool stuff. It will start in December. I'm excited about it. The more details that come out, we'll get to y'all. But without further ado, let's get started on this bonus edition. We're not talking about the ALCS or the NLCS tonight. We're not talking about pitchers or anything like that. We are talking about Mauricio Dubon. But before we do, let's talk about Cam Smith. Cam Smith was a rookie who came in his first major league game, had only played around 30 minor league baseball games. The year anniversary of him being in the College World Series was on a Major League Baseball field at Daikin Park. This kid came in as a third baseman. He came over by way of trade from Chicago. He came over with Isaac Paredes, Hayden Wesneski for Kyle Tucker. We see how that worked out for the Cubs. Looks like Kyle Tucker will not be returning. But the Gold Glove nomination process is interesting, and I wanted to cover it with y'all because I think it's important that we understand how these Gold Glove nominations are made. So without further ado, here is what happens. It's voted on by 30 managers and up to 6 coaches from each team. They vote from a pool of players in their league, excluding players from their own team. So what that means is Astros coaches cannot vote for guys on the Astros. They can only vote for teams other than the Houston Astros. So when they take the vote, the percentage is 75% of the vote comes from 75% of the weight of the nomination comes from the votes, and 25% comes from the Sabre defensive index. Now, when you talk about Cam Smith as a rookie, first Gold Glove selection, what's interesting is this kid came in as a third baseman. This kid profiled as just an absolute athlete. And what did he do? He took over right field from Kyle Tucker, who was a very good positional player, and basically didn't miss a beat when it comes to defense. In arm strength, he throws the ball at an average of 90.8 miles per hour, and he's in the 88th percentile. His range is outs above average is in the 71st percentile, and he's worth 1 run, 1 out above average, and that's solid for a rookie. We're talking about a guy that moved from his primary position to a new position in a rookie season, in a rookie campaign, and now he is a Gold Glove nominee. What is interesting about this is that the other two that are nominated alongside him are very reputable players. They are both previous Gold Glove winners, Willer Abreu and Adolis Garcia. Now, Abreu, Garcia, and Smith, they basically have the best arms in the majors this past season, okay? Abreu's average arm strength, 94.2 miles per hour. Garcia, 91.9 miles per hour. And then, as I mentioned before, Cam Smith's 90.8 miles per hour. Now, this is where Garcia might edge him out. And then again, if the votes hold 75% and they're impressed by the rookie, he could edge out Garcia. But Garcia led all right fielders with plus 16 defensive runs saved, okay? So that means because of his arm, because of what he does, he was worth saving 16 runs from the opponents when in the field. Abreu was tied with Fernando Tatis Jr. for the second most with plus 15 defensive runs saved. And Smith, in a rookie season where he played right field for the first time, plus 12. So he beats Willer Abreu, who tied for second with another player at outs above average with plus 8, only behind Corbin Carroll. A Gold Glove award this year would be the second for Abreu or Garcia. I think Cam Smith has a really good shot at winning the Gold Glove this year. I think his rookie status is huge. I think that the fact that it's his first time at his position, and remember, this is voted on by people that are not inside the Astros organization. But before we move on, I want to talk to you about our sponsors, and then we will get to talk about Mr. Mauricio Dubon, who will be on the show tomorrow night. Let's hear from our friends at FanDuel. Everybody, FanDuel is the ultimate place to go for all your fantasy sports needs. The NFL season is in swing, and right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Get a pick right. Bet $5. If it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. You got to love how FanDuel gives you so many ways to play, to build parlays, to try player props, and even live lines during the games. It makes watching football even more exciting, even when your team is on a bye week or your fantasy team has all the O's by the players, meaning they're out. Whether you're a casual fan or you love diving into the stats, FanDuel makes the game day experience so much better. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com today and download the FanDuel app and get started today. This episode is also brought to you by our friends at Ruget. That's right. I know you're pumped about this, but let me ask you, what do you get when you cross a bald eagle standing on top of a silverback gorilla riding a T-Rex? Confidence, pure confidence. If you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Ruget Go Long. That's right. You've heard about Viagra, you've heard about Cialis, but this goes beyond the pill, and it's time to meet Ruget Go Long. That's exactly where Ruget Go Long comes in. This isn't just any other ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual formula so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. The process is simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly right to your door. So ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Then head to Ruget.com and use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's RUGIET.com, promo LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use your code so they know that we sent you. All right, what is up, everybody? Again, Htown Wheelhouse here with Locked on Astros. And yes, Ben, that is an appropriate response. On my way to get that promotion. Well, hey, you know what, Mr. Twang? You keep that between you and your friends and family. So let's move forward. We've got on the docket, we talked about Cam Smith. Now, this is a bonus edition, which means we're not going to go a full 30 minutes. But we're going to talk about our guy, Mauricio Dubon. Mauricio Dubon is the man, the super utility infielder. And I will have you know that when I sent him a message today, before I reached out to confirm a day, I sent a picture of the graphic of him with the other two nominees and said, congratulations on your second nomination. Hopefully you'll get your second Gold Glove. He's like, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Again, Mauricio Dubon will be here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Eric and I will be interviewing him. It should be a great interview. I hear he's great on the mic, and we see all the stuff from Space City Home Network. They do a phenomenal job highlighting our players. So let's look at who was up for utility Gold Glove in the American League. You had Ernie Clement, very good player, solid player for the Blue Jays. I'll get to him in a second. Daniel Schneemann, or Schneemann, I think is how you say it, for the Guardians. Now, in this defensive metric that we're looking at, it looks like Clement's got the highest defensive WAR at 2.9, tied with Rafaela for the most in MLB. So he was a plus defender at third base, second base, shortstop, leading with plus 13 outs above average. He's also a finalist at third base. So he's a finalist for two positions. Clement could become the fourth player to win a Gold Glove at multiple positions, joining Darren Erstad, Placido Polanco, and DJ LeMahieu. Okay, he would be the first player to do so in the same year. Now, Dubon, remember, he won a Gold Glove in 2023. He was a finalist last year, played every position on the diamond except for pitcher and catcher for the third straight season. There are a lot of people out there that get onto Dubon for his lack of maybe not being able to hit the long ball or not being consistent enough at the plate. But what I think his glove offers is second to none. His speed is good. You ask what when his contract is up, well, he is due for arbitration, and the Astros are expected to need to pay him between $5 and $7 million. I can't remember what the total is off the top of my head, but they have to basically try to settle something in arbitration. And if he does, then he will be a Houston Astro next year. I assume if he does settle on arbitration, it will be a one-year deal. I don't think it'll be more than that. But these are Mauricio Dubon's, these are his results. The results are amazing across the board. 14 defensive runs saved, plus 17 fielding run value. Get this, plus 20 outs above average, sixth most in Major League Baseball. So Mauricio Dubon has got major value with this team. When you have injuries, and let's think about 2025, all the injuries we had, Doobie is the man. He is, you're right, he is money. He is money with the glove. Yeah, look, the bat isn't consistent enough. But what we're talking about tonight is Gold Glove. We're not talking about his batting average. We're not talking about the home runs. We're talking about his glove and his value. And what do the Astros value? They value defense. And that's what Dubon brings. Dubon brings, this is a guy that you can plug and play in just about every single position on the field. You need that, especially with what's going to be the carousel at second. You're going to need to give Jeremy Pena rest days. You're going to need to give Carlos Correa rest days. Dubon can throw on a first baseman as well. Now, his outfield, when you look at his outfield numbers don't wow you. They're not great like his infield numbers, but he can play in the outfield if you need him. The guy can play anywhere, and there's not many players that can do that. How many third basemen like Manny Machado could also play the outfield? Well, maybe Manny Machado could, but you get what I'm saying. He actually is the emergency catcher, believe it or not. He hasn't played there, but he is an emergency catcher just in case. Now, you hope that the Astros are never in that position to have a fielder or a catcher named Mauricio Dubon go behind the plate, because that means all your dudes are down. I mean, when I say emergency, I mean Cesar Salazar isn't even available, right? Or both your catchers. If they bring back Caratini, and you know what? I put out a tweet earlier, and I'll sidetrack a little bit. I think I underestimate Caratini's value. I think he's going to want around $9 million, for the next couple of years. The Astros are going to have to sign him to a 2 or 3 year deal. And I don't know it. And so I don't know what the fate of Victor Caratini is, but I think the Astros understand how important he is to this team. I think he's got to be a Houston Astro next year. I would sign him for the next 2 or 3 years, to be honest. Supreme Panda, that's what we're talking about. I don't know if they will extend Dubon. They have to settle with him in arbitration because he's up for arbitration. And who knows if they settle, he may be worth $1 or $2 million more than what he's getting. They may undershoot that. Dubon has to accept it. So we'll see if arbitration goes to hearing or if Dubon agrees to the money that the Astros offer him. Now, Dubon doesn't come across to me as a guy that's going to be hung up on money, but Dubon's style of play and Dubon's glove and what he's done in Houston has really showcased who he is defensively. And there are a lot of teams that would use him. So I think he would be a decently priced commodity on the market. He's not going to break the bank. He's not going to garner a huge salary. But at the end of the day, I really think that no, he's not going to sign anything anywhere near that. Dubon will not sign a 6-year. No, he's not going to make that kind of money. If he does, I would be shocked. That's too much. He's not going to make that much money. He will make a decent amount of money, but his contract, I don't even know what his market value is. And before we go, I will look that up, to be honest with you, because I don't know what Mauricio Dubon's market value is. Now, these are all just figured numbers. So this is nothing exact. Mauricio Dubon, does he have a market value, career earnings? He doesn't really have a market value right now. He is 66.8 million is what he is what his arbitration is going to be if they offer him that. He made 5 million 25, made 3.5 in 24. He made 1.4 in 23. But he doesn't really have a market value. So I would think that a guy like him would maybe have a value of maybe 10 million over what, 4 seasons? Would you go for, he's 31, 10 million over 3 seasons, which would be 30 million. I don't even know if anyone's going to pay that. He might ask for 7.5. He might ask for 7. The Astros may offer him 6.5. The Astros may offer him 5.8. They're going to offer him more than what they gave him, especially if he wins the Gold Glove, his price will go up, but it won't be through the roof. So at the end of the day, Mauricio Dubon, I think, needs to stay a Houston Astro. So before we go, Mauricio Dubon, tomorrow night, 9 p.m., live on here. Again, y'all can ask questions, but I can't promise you that he will answer all of them or any of them. I cannot promise you that. I know, Tej, I saw you put that earlier, and I purposely deleted it because that doesn't make any sense. You can't sell a guy that's in arbitration. So that's an incorrect statement, sir. If you don't want Dubon here, that's fine, but you can't sell him. Doobie is the man. He 8 to 10, 8 to 10 per year max is going to be. I think it's going to be closer to 8. So at the end of the day, you've got 2 Gold Glove nominees. You've got Mauricio Dubon looking for a second Gold Glove, and you've got Cam Smith looking for his first as a rookie. Well, hey, that's all I got for y'all tonight. This has been a bonus edition of Locked on Astros. And like I said, y'all need to be on the, because coming in December, bro, it's about to get crazy up in here. We're going to have all kinds of ways for you guys to get a hold of us. We're going to have exclusive content. We're going to have text messaging capabilities with our fans. You're going to be able to access us every single day. Exclusive questions. We may even have pop-in sessions, private shows for our members. Check it out. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Locked on Astros. Remember, we are the show that does more than anybody else including getting Mauricio Dubon on the show. For myself, Eric Heisman, and everybody Locked on Astros, y'all have a good one. We'll see you later tonight. I'm out.